a massive historical shift has just taken place, okay? Because up until...
Okay, this guy who I just discovered, I don't know anything about him or his politics. I'm just commenting on the few words I heard. What he's talking about is he's talking about the Houthis and their ability to establish a naval blockade and stop shipping in the Red Sea. But what he's actually talking about, the reason the Houthis are able to do that, and the reason it's historic and really changes the conversation, is that advanced technology has become, in his words, commodified and cheap. So he makes this distinction. It's not low technology, it's advanced technology. It's just now it's cheap, and they can buy it and they can afford it, and it has impact. So now we have a sudden redistribution of power into the hands of more lowly people. In other words, the population at large, including impoverished rebels in Yemen, can now acquire things that used to be you had to be a nation state or higher to acquire. And I want to segue that socioeconomic, political / military industrial example towards the Pluto going into Aquarius conversation, which everyone interested in astrology has been commenting on this weekend. This is precisely within the conceptual framework of the symbolism that the Pluto into Aquarius is talking about. Pluto symbolizing power, the plutocracy, and then shifting into a sign where it is basically more of the people's sign, more about a non-centralized, a more distributed type of thing. And that's really the moment we're going through. AI is now cat's out of the bag, and though you do need massive amounts of servers, they're getting these models trained to where more and more of the average person can have access to it. And more of these creators are saying, we're going to open source it. What's his name? Zuckerberg just saying, yeah, we're going to open source up to what people call AGI, which of course, who knows what that will look like. But those themes, whether or not they come true, whether or not it's good or bad, not my commentary, are precisely within the Pluto going into Aquarius vibe. It's a change of the power dynamic into a more distributed model into the hands of the people. Now, it doesn't mean it's going to be all roses and this is the dawning of the age, right? It's not hippy-dippy 60s stuff. It's real. There's some dark undercurrents to the Pluto and Aquarian vibe, including fascism, autocracy, control, surveillance, all of that stuff. The dark side of it is there, and we're going to have to combat that and watch that. And, kudos to everybody who's got their finger on that pulse. All right, I just wanted to pop on, and because it was a strange segue to get from what he was talking about to this astrological conversation. But that's, if it's going to be legitimized, we've got to have those kind of conversations. The woo-woos and the realistics can't just be on different sides of the page. We have to start coming together. I am a science-based mystic. In other words, I don't go on belief, I go on evidence, right? I have some mystical ideas because I've had mystical experiences and mystical evidence, right? So let's look at this. The symbolic archetypal correlations, the themes of Pluto and Aquarius are happening loudly and in our headlines right now. It is a fascinating moment to be alive. Ciao, my friends.